So that's been an interesting afternoon back at home here today. But I think first we have to go to the injury that was picked up in the first half to Sam there. Could you tell us
Yeah,
what you know?
obviously, Sam came down awkwardly, and it doesn't look great, to be honest. Thankfully the guys were on, and thanks to Armagh as well, they sent their physio on as well, and there's a guy came out of the stand as well to attend to Sam. So ref probably could have stopped it a bit earlier, but at the same time, we needed to make sure the player safety was paramount. So they got him on the stretcher, and then and to be fair, the ambulance was here pretty quick. So it looks like a really bad dislocation, and he's away to hospital. But that also includes ligaments, the whole shebang, So people do say that it breaks probably easier because it heals quicker and better and things like that. But look, Sammy was in good enough spirits there through the painkillers at half time, and the guys are glad that we got over the line for him rather than anybody. So we're going to hope he's okay. And we'll check in on him here later on, see how he is.
And now we go back to the game itself. There, it's a good win for us today. There was a lot of standout performances. Some of them green, some of them weren't in green. But we won't go into that subject. But Andy Hall picked up a hat trick today. Pato started. It was change formation, and it seems to have paid off for you.
Yeah, to be honest, me and Ginge have debated at length from yesterday and today, and even at 1:15, we were sitting in the car there saying what I would do. So look, them sorts of decisions are why we're here, and we make them, and if they don't go right, we're the worst in the world, and if they do go right, we get 3 points, and that's what we're trying to do. So look, we've been annoyed at the goals we were conceding, and more so, and no fault to young Carter and Glenn. We've been annoyed that we haven't been a goal threat really at the top end of the pitch either. So we tried to change it up, and we're at home. So we just went with a three at the back, and two up top, right up top. The two guys have played high levels in their career, and you can see that when they're in that area, they're clinical and controlled and things like that. So, but I think from the very first go, it's not like us to score a goal after 6 minutes or something it was, but from the very first go, the guys were up for it today, and we're winning first balls, second balls, and then we have a wee bit in the middle where we've a bit indecisive, and we're letting teams back into it through our own fault, and decision making and things like that, and that's the wee negative parts out of today that we're going to have to try and get out of our game. And at the end of the day, as I said, in June, everybody's still learning and things like that, and that's me included. But we made a decision today to change the formation and change certain personnel in certain areas, and it worked, Graham. And that's we'll take the pat in the back for that. And the guys, listen, the squad's all in there together, and they're delighted because it hasn't been a nice feeling coming into our changing room recently after matches, and especially at home. So we're delighted to give the guys something to clap about and cheer about today, and I thought we deserved the win.
And as we won there, there was times in that game there were some baffling decisions for both sides, not just for us, for Armagh as well. Their second goal in particular, was a miscommunication, or what was it? Because there was a lot of.
But look, obviously I'm not on the pitch, and to be fair, it probably shouldn't have happened because it was indecisive by our guys at the back and the centre halves and the goalkeeper, and it should never have got to that stage. But they're all adamant, and they openly asked him was it indirect, and they said yes, and that's hence why they let the shot go straight in because nobody else had touched it, but yet he gives a goal. So I understand the referee is likely not to admit that he got it wrong, but from that I think, I mean, I know there was guys that are assessing him and things like that, but some of the decisions he got it was just baffling, and it finished up. You don't even contest him anymore because I know it's a hateful job, and they're crying out for people to step up to the plate to do it, but at the same time, it has to be a happy medium where if somebody gets it wrong, you hold their hand up, and that's fine. But them things cost games, and that's the problem. I mean, we had a couple of clear cut decisions that everybody in the ground seen, and yet it doesn't give it. So look, you take it. Sometimes it's in your favour, and sometimes it's not. I mean, the penalty, guy said it was soft. I couldn't see from where I was, but at the same time he gives it, and that could have been Armagh straight back in the game and made it a dodgy last few minutes for us. Thankfully the guy hit the crossbar with it, and we were able to regroup. But we've a whole lot of guys out on their feet the other day, and that's because they put a hell of a shift in for Dundela. And as I say every week, that's all we can ask them to do.
And finally, your favourite Friday night away to Newry. They've picked up a point against Balmallard, who've been on pretty good form. It's always tough down there, but the last two games we've played well against them.
We have, and to be honest, Darren and Yuri are probably in a false position, in my opinion. And the first when we were down there that Friday night, they gave us a lesson for half an hour, and yet we went in 2-0 up at half time. So, look, it's not going to be easy. Cheltenham's on this week, and I hope one of our big guys will be at it or anything like that. So, we've got to enjoy the weekend. They've worked hard all week. They go and enjoy the weekend with their families down in the club, whatever it may be, and then we're going to be back in Tuesday night and working extremely hard as we have to go to Newry on Friday night. Be a big pitch. Whether I can play that formation, I'm not quite sure, but that'll be another decision to make for the team that we're playing on, and that's the way this league has got now. I mean, you can't just drum out same team, same formation, especially if things aren't going great. So we'll work on that during the week, and that's all I can ask, and hopefully we can go and give an account ourselves next Friday.